That's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go yo, then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello, that's the check calling. Let me click over real quick to let my check talk it. I eat it, ooh, Pac-Man. That's the way my neck talking. Right, I ain't never coming back. The way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack my bad, but I'm past that. But an ass back, that's cash when the money falls.
We are set for the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are in the heart of Texas at sold-out NRG Stadium in Houston. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it'll be a great one. Between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. The winner of this one will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. And away we go on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Set up. HE Gator.
Let's go, defense.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down, it's Taylor. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. From the gun on 3rd down, Eason. And that will be incomplete. It was a safety, Kevin Byard, that time, who was able to knock it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Let's go, baby. First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Right there.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Right here.
This is Grant. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, that's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out. Before he knew it, he had hit the sideline. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Coming. 58, come on. You remember me? Let's go, baby.
from the gun. Here's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Kenny Moore that time there on the coverage.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Pulled in at the 24. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Here's Taylor. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Taylor. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
50, plant.
Come on. Check, 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 check.
You drop, focus.
On first down, Eason. He finds Taylor, complete. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. 22 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And another timeout taken by the Colts. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called, and you want to see how defense react.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Corey Grant, 75 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Taylor. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On third down, it's Hines. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
You got 3, three down.
Hey, check right. Watch 55. Come on. You better bring 24. 55, Mike, 55.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Kenny Moore that time there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, it certainly appears that the big guys up front have taken charge of the line of scrimmage. 2 really nice plays back-to-back. But on the defensive side of the ball, there shouldn't be any despair. Okay, they've got us a couple of times here. Hang in there, keep your composure, and try and figure it out for the next play.
Switch.
Ready?
They run with Taylor. And an alley to run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch the slants. Watch the slant.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check three, check three. Watch the edge.
Check. Look. And go.
They will run with Grant. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Let's go. Take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Come on.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, Hines. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. So a first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 37-yard line. Now Taylor. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. Here's Hines. Gets around him and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Out.
Show it up. Check.
Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter.
Drop. Rock it. 18 Gator. Get it.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, second and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
At their own 14-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Had a bit of a lane there. Took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. On 3rd down, Grant. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
It's a gain of 20. As we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter.
Check 55, Mike. Here we go, here we go. Check. Let's go.
Throwing on 1st down. Eason. And a big loss here as he's taken down. J.J. Watt just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Grant. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They'll try the air now with Watson. And Stills bringing it in. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Mike, 58, right there. They can't hang with us. And 58 is a Mike.
Out of the gun, Watson. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Here we go. 30 base.
He's coming.
Ready?
They'll run with Taylor. 20. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
It'll be a loss of one, and that'll bring up a second and goal. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And he takes it in for a Colts score. From 3 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got it.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
Fights off the defender. And he spins past him and into space. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Grant. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Texans cut into that lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now a give right side. It's Taylor. And some space here. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gets fielded in the end zone. And an alley to run. There he goes left side. And this will be a touchdown. From end zone to end zone, it's a 106-yard return. And the Texans get a bit closer. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that, just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Recon, 132, snap.
They'll run on first down. Taylor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
10-2 soft.
That's track. Check.
Hustle. Get it.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
218, top.
Brings up 4th down.
Smooth.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Hey, switch gears.
Touchstone, Travis. Fire.
Try to punch it in with Taylor. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, it's Hines. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Texans 24.
Go set. 18, Gator. 61, matchbox lights. Ready.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
General West.
They run 19 down to the 10.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He may try and run for this. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Here we go. 30 base.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 3 down.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. He's letting this one go for Fuller, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Texans on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
58 to Mike. Bring it.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And an alley to run. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Watson. And an alley to run. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7.
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep running.
Now Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Again, it's Watson. He's got Fuller. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Xavier Rhodes sprints in on the corner blitz for the sack. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. To throw is Watson, operating from the gun. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Check. 3 down. This is that. 19. 54 Mike. And here we go. Line him up.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 30 yards. And the Texans cut into that lead. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And the fake attempt here not going to work. Got a little yardage, but not enough to get to the goal line. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
You don't want it. Quick edge. Come.
Any weapon.
Kill.
Now.
They'll run on first down. Hines. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hines, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. On third down, Hines, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Double up. He's coming. Double up.
6-6. Pull it high. Look. Squeeze. 5.
They'll try and run for it. Oh, he's got a little daylight. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The give to Taylor. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Check. Cross.
I came to win.
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Like